Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Heidi. I moved to Japan as a language school student and I recently got my very first apartment, so I want to talk to you guys about that in this video. If you guys are interested, please don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and the bell button right next to it. And without further ado, let's get into the video. What you guys should know is that my working budget for this move would be 65,000 yen. I chose 65,000 yen because if you move anywhere in Tokyo, in Japan even, you need to prepare at least 3 or 4 times the amount of your initial rent. I did go with a real estate agency called Plaza Housing. My old share housemate actually recommended them to me. It was nice to know that at Plaza Housing there's actually Filipino staff working there. I never met him, but the fact that, you know, they can kind of cater more to foreigners made me feel a little bit better. So the first thing I did was I went to Plaza Housing near Takananobaba. I told them my budget and they asked me for the areas that I wanted to live in. I did say that as much as possible I wanted to live within 30 minutes to my workplace. I know that the average is around 60 minutes, but you know, I'm a little spoiled, so I was like, if you can do 30 or 35, then that would be the most ideal for me. They showed me some areas on the map, so we checked out Takananobaba. We also checked out stations around the Seibu-Shinjuku line, which is a line I've never heard of before prior to moving to Tokyo. My good friend Cindy, hi Cindy, kind of recommended that I try looking at that area because the houses there run for a little cheaper, so I checked out some of those areas. I didn't move to that area though, but I did check out some areas along the way. The first apartment that I checked out wasn't actually with Plaza Housing. It was with another real estate company called River Housing, and they were able to take me to 2 properties. So the first property was around 5 minutes from the station. It was around the same budget that I wanted, like 60-65. However, as you can see, the layout was really weird and the place was just small. Good parts about it though was that it did have auto lock, which is very safe. It was just the room itself. It was like really small and I just didn't know where to put anything. There was already a built-in closet that took up so much space and there was no place for me to put a fridge or anything else. There was a stove though, but didn't feel practical for me, so I moved on. The next apartment that I saw with River Housing was in this, actually it wasn't a mansion, it was an apartment. Mansions differ because of the structure and the materials that they use. It was 7 minutes from the station, which I wasn't too mad about because again, I'm used to walking like 10 minutes from my old share house. But when I saw the place, I found that it was a little old and run down. The loft idea was kind of interesting to me. I've never stayed in a place with a loft, but from what I've heard from my friends is that it can get really hot, especially in the summer in Japan. I'm sure that it's not like that for all the other places that have lofts, but for that area it just seemed like it. In the pictures it looked okay, but you know, it's much better to actually go and see it for yourself because you can get catfished real hard. Moving on to the third apartment, from here on out I'll be showing clips of the time that I was with Plaza Housing. My agent was Adachi-san. She's really nice. She can't really speak that much English, but she is so accommodating and so sweet, and she gives you a lot of insider tips because she herself has moved over 10 times which I think is a lot. So, and I think she knows that too, so she has like a lot of advice. So I really suggest you look for Adachi-san if you ever go to Plaza Housing. The first place that we went to was near Takananobaba station, and if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with that area. There's just something about university towns that I really like. She was able to find me an apartment for around 60,000 yen, which was even 5,000 yen under my budget, which was great. But there's always a but. It was in a mansion type complex, so it felt really sturdy, except there was no elevator. So I was wondering like how that would be like if I move. It would probably be very taxing on me and the movers. And as we entered the place, it was really nice. Oh my gosh, it was so sunny. I was like, yes, I'm living for this light that's entering this apartment right now. But there was no place to put the ref. I know that's like the second time I've said this in this video. There was some storage on the side though, but I don't think it would have been enough. And if it was a little cheaper, then I could justify like living there. I was even contemplating, because it was 5 minutes from the station, to get to the apartment you would have to go through a little shopping street, so it was really lively, but it was quiet enough that you wouldn't hear all the noise, so that was kind of nice. Moving on, the apartment complex itself looked really fancy and nice, and it had auto lock as well. But what I noticed was that it was really dark. It was like 2 p.m. but there was no sun coming into the apartment. There was a part of the kitchen, I think I'll show it. It looked really janky. I was like, what is that? Why is it hanging from the ceiling? There were no closets, but I think I could have made it work because it seemed a little bigger. Only caveat, I guess, was that there was no washing machine area. Everybody in the apartment complex apparently shares 2 washing machines, one for men, one for women, so I passed on that. And then the last apartment we saw that day with Adachi-san was this really sunny apartment. If you've watched my video, then you could see that it's the one that I chose. There was just a lot of light in it, and it looked spacious enough to me. I could put my washing machine outside, which I don't really mind. I had enough space to put a fridge. Granted that the genkan, the entrance area, was really narrow, but it's just something you have to sacrifice. A lot of the other real estate agents I talked to at Plaza Housing were telling me, like, for your first apartment, it's okay, don't put so much pressure on yourself. So I was like, this is before I chose that one, but I went back again with my friend Cindy, who can speak in Japanese really proficiently, so I felt much more comfortable with her around. It wasn't Adachi-san, but it was her colleague who took us around, and the first apartment that he took us to was around 75,000 yen, and it was in a really nice area around Higashi Nakano. That's about 2 stops from Shinjuku on the Chuo line, so it was really nice. But it being 75,000 yen, I just didn't have the money on hand to pay for it all at once, and knowing how fast apartments go during this season, the March, April, like spring season, it's just almost impossible to hold down an apartment unless you're absolutely sure you want to get it. So as much as I liked it, the things that bothered me about it kind of won me over into not getting it. Like, there was a place to put the washing machine, that was fine, no problems there, but there was no place to put the fridge, and just the entire layout seemed kind of weird. Like, you enter, you see the closet right away, there's this wall in front of you, and that's the kitchen, and then the bathroom's kind of in this weird position, so you don't really know where to put your bed or anything else like a TV, and yeah, it just felt kind of strange. It was right across a supermarket though, so that made it really convenient. Next, after that beautiful like 75,000 yen apartment, we ended up going to this other really nice apartment around the same price, but oh my gosh, it was absolutely brand spanking new, beautiful, nice design, clean, sleek, whatever, but it was like 15 minutes from the station. I mean, okay, fine, I said I didn't want an apartment that was really far from the station, but I just couldn't help myself. I just wanted to see how a new apartment would look like. There was a place to put a fridge, there was a place to put a washing machine, the shower looked new. Maybe one day when I earn more money, I could move to an area that would have a similar apartment for me that I could afford at that time. That was kind of nice. So it's okay, it's a pipe dream for now, but it's something I'm going to work towards. And then the last apartment that we visited that day was the 3rd apartment that I went to with Adachi-san, which was, I just wanted to show Cindy and ask her what she thought about it. She's able to see things I wasn't able to see, like, oh, you can do this with that, you can use this to save space, like that. So it was really important, I think, that I brought a friend along so she could really tell it to me straight. She was really rooting for the first apartment that we saw that day together, the 75,000 one. In the end, I went to the 3rd one I saw with Adachi-san. I do have some feelings towards the genkan, but I feel like for now, it's okay, and I'm really proud and happy that I chose that place. I can't wait to make it mine, like put a lot of stuff in it and design it really nicely. That was my apartment hunting journey. As for the costs, I did spend about 300,000 yen. In pesos, that'd be 150,000 pesos. But that already includes first month's rent and all the fees for the agency. And like I said, it's not cheap to move, so make sure that you do prepare a lot of money. I'm really happy that I had so many people supporting me through this, like Cindy and like my boyfriend, and all my other friends were kind of like rooting for me, pick the right one and stuff. It's really nerve-wracking because it's the first time I've picked a place for myself. My landlord, I saw him the other day, he has pink hair, and the guy who lives next to me, he wears kimonos, which I think are so cool. If there's anything you should walk away with this video, number 1, know your budget, stick to it, stick to your guns. Number 2, look for a train line that is the most practical for you for every day. Does it help you get to work easily or school easily? Then choose that one. That would help narrow down which area you should live in. And number 3, look for a real estate agent that can speak your language, or bring a friend who is proficient enough in Japanese to help negotiate for you. Those are the top 3 things that I would really recommend that you keep in mind as you go apartment hunting. It's nice to fall in love with an area of Tokyo, but if it's not practical for everyday commuting for you, then I don't know, for your first apartment I would kind of advise against it. But if you do have the money, why not splurge? So I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have a good day, stay safe, bye bye.